Words today were, "We do it because we are compelled," but he never says what it is that compels him. It's not his childhood, his mother, or Kitty Genovese. Those things just made him overreact to the injustice in the world. They're not what sent him over its edge. They're not what turned him into Rorschach. It's as if continual contact with society's grim elements has shaped him into something grimmer, something even worse. If only I could convince him that life isn't like that. The world isn't like that. I'm positive it isn't. Bought a Gazette on way home, including a small piece about Kovacs, which the news vendor pointed out excitedly. I guess he does that to everybody. Apparently, Kovacs visited his newsstand regularly. The coincidence is trivial, but unsettling. So was the front page. Russian tanks have entered Pakistan. At home, Gloria seemed anxious to sweeten things after yesterday and told me she'd invited Randy and Diana to dinner tomorrow. Was too exhausted to take in all the details and suggested an early night. From the notes of Dr. Malcolm Long, October 28th, 1985. Today, he told me everything. Hello, Rorschach. How are you today? In prison, yourself? Fine. I'm fine. I thought we'd try some more blot tests. How about taking a look at this one for me? Seen this one before? Yes, I know. I thought you might have been holding back before, and I wanted to try it again. Go on. Tell me what you really see. Dog with head split in half. I see. And, what do you think split the dog's head in half? I did. 1975 kidnap case. Perhaps you remember. Blair Roche, 6 years old. Kidnappers believed she was connected to Roche chemical fortune. Stupid mistake. Father was bus driver. No money at all. Days dragged by. No word from kidnappers. Thought of little child, abused, frightened. Didn't like it. Personal reasons. Decided to intervene. Promised parents I'd return her unharmed. Visited underworld bars and began hurting people. Put 14 in hospital needlessly. 15th gave me an address. Disused dressmakers in Brooklyn. Bad neighborhood. Smelled of damp plaster and stained mattresses. Arrived there at dusk, no lights on in building. Something was making noise in wasteland at rear. Attacked dogs. 2 German shepherds fighting over a knob of bone. Didn't seem interested in me. of impact ran along my arm. Jet of warmth spattered on chest like hot faucet. It was Kovacs who said mother then, muffled under latex. It was Kovacs who closed his eyes. It was Rorschach who opened them again. According to my informant, man using premises named Gerald Grice. Out drinking when I called, returned to dressmakers at 10:45. Dark by then. Dark as it gets. Hello, Fred. Barney, I'm home. Come on. Who's got a bark for Daddy? Oh, God! Oh, God! Who is it? Who's out there? I haven't done anything. I swear. Get it off! Somebody get it off me! Oh, oh no. Oh, please. I haven't done anything. Oh, wait. Look. I know what you think. You think I'm something to do with that little girl. Well, you can't prove anything. I mean, where's the evidence? You can't do anything to me. Hey, wait a minute. That's mine. Hey, look, please. If you just say something. Hey, are you crazy? That's kerosene. Yes. Shouldn't bother trying to saw through handcuffs. Never make it in time. What do you mean? Am I supposed to? Oh, God. Oh, Jesus, no! You're kidding! You have to be kidding! Stood in street, watched it burn. Imagined limbless felt torsos inside, breasts blackening, bellies smoldering, bursting into flame one by one. Watched for an hour. Nobody got out. Stood in firelight, sweltering, bloodstain on chest like map of violent new continent. Felt cleansed, felt dark planet turn under my feet, and knew what cats know that makes them scream like babies in the night. Looked at sky through smoke, heavy with human fat. And God was not there. The cold, suffocating dark goes on forever, and we are alone. Live our lives lacking anything better to do. Devise reason later. Born from oblivion, bear children hell-bound as ourselves, go into oblivion. There is nothing else. Existence is random, has no pattern save what we imagine after staring at it for too long. No meaning save what we choose to impose. This rudderless world is not shaped by vague metaphysical forces. It is not God who kills the children, not fate that butchers them, or destiny that feeds them to the dogs. It's us, only us. Streets stank of fire. The void breathed hard on my heart, turning its illusions to ice, shattering them. Was reborn then, free to scrawl own design on this morally blank world. Was Rorschach. Does that answer your questions, Doctor? From the notes of Dr. Malcolm Long, October 28, 1985. Bought paper. Nixon says U.S. will meet continued Soviet aggression with maximum force. Inside article on nuclear alert procedure, it says that any dead family members should be wrapped in plastic garbage sacks and placed outside for collection. Home. Gloria reminded me that Randy and Diana were coming tonight. Looked cross when I confessed I'd forgotten. We dressed for dinner in silence. Dinner didn't go very well.
So, Mal, how are things going with this famous masked maniac of yours?
Today, he told me about a girl who got kidnapped.
Look, maybe this isn't such a good idea right now. Oh, boy. Was she tied up and gagged and helpless? Randy?
No. She was 6. Her abductor killed her, butchered her, and fed her to his German shepherds. Gloria, where are you going? Diana remembered that their babysitter had to be home early, and they left soon after dinner. Gloria went into the bedroom. I followed her. She walked out again into the hall. I sat on the bed. She came in wearing her coat, subjected me to a lot of crude sexual insults, went out, the front door slammed. Why do we argue? Life's so fragile, a successful virus clinging to a speck of mud suspended in endless nothing. Next week, I could be putting her into a garbage sack, placing her outside for collection. I sat on the bed. I looked at the Rorschach blot. I tried to pretend it looked like a spreading tree, shadows pooled beneath it, but it didn't. It looked more like a dead cat I once found. The fat, glistening grubs writhing blindly, squirming over each other, frantically tunneling away from the light. But even that is avoiding the real horror. The horror is this. In the end, it is simply a picture of empty, meaningless blackness. We are alone. There is nothing else.